going live is so hard not to start cursing. That is a childish instinct, man.
Yeah.
Like, you want to immediately just go bleep bleep.
We'll just have to come up with we need a bleep button. That's what
we need to make up new
button.
profanities that YouTube doesn't recognize.
Yeah.
Why did we get cock blocked?
No, but I mean that's probably not going to help.
Yeah, like, wow, Jesus Christ.
That's why I said it.
Talking about.
Yeah.
All right.
You said it specifically not to help our channel?
No, I said it to be a dick.
Stop! Dude, they've gotten really strict about that. You really don't need to do that.
The first 5-10 minutes speaks of male genitalia. You know? Twice. We
could Lobo. We could do like Lobo and use Bastich and other words that aren't real.
Yeah.
Or was it frag or frack? Like we could do some of the alternate, you know, and get him to stop talking about his junk. That would help. Like, you know.
Or just say bleep. There we go.
Yes, you could just say bleep.
You could.
Bloodaxe.
I was doing it to be a bleep. You figure it out.
All right.
Yeah, there's 3 or 4 different words that can fill in that square.
My cuss words identify as bleeps.
My bleeps identify as cuss words. Now, we've said that, so now we are demonetized. Anyway, so there you go. They don't have to feel bad. Now we're demonetized. Perhaps canceled.
Oh.
All
right. Let's get started. Oh. Welcome to Dicejunkies. I'm Xenodamus. I'm here with
Q.
And on Skype,
Bleeping Bloodaxe.
All right, let's get started.
That sounds nasty.
It does sound a little. Is that like? Never mind.
Stop.
I'm gonna. Yep.
Just don't know where you're going. You didn't need to go there.
I was gonna go talking about sheep and.
Well, we always knew you were into furries, so
you are the animal lover.
Yeah, obviously.
All right. Well, we've got good news if you hate D&D.
All right. Yes. Now to our scheduled programming. All right. First off, you know, I didn't want to talk about the OGL this time, so I thought I'd talk about some, sidestep a little bit and speak of some good news. If you are a Paizo fan or Pathfinder fan, or I guess even what is it? Starfield?
Starfinder.
Is it Starfinder? Okay.
It is a Starfinder.
Yeah. Anyway.
Doesn't matter. It's not that good.
It's not.
You don't go to Paizo for Starfinder.
But anyway, if you're a fan of Paizo's products, Pathfinder sales are through the roof, apparently, by what Wargamer says. What it sounds like is 8 months worth of copies in just 2 weeks. I mean, that sounds like through the roof, man. Holy crap.
8 months almost a whole year, and they did it in 2 weeks.
Now, we'll say, second ed, man. If it's Pathfinder second edition, I don't know how many were getting sold to begin with. Like two weeks of Pathfinder second ed sales may have only been 2 or 3 copies, So 8 months worth, not necessarily a big.
He's not a fan of 2E, if you don't know.
Oh,
he'll never look. Our boy Xeno is literally named after the character Xeno, who was a wizard. If you screw up your wizards, you're on the list. You're in the crapper with him, and we can't get this man to play 2E after how much he did not like what they did to the magic system. Like, he won't touch it. I bought 13th Age because he won't touch 2E because he's like, if I can't wizard, I can't play it.
Well, the thing is I don't mind playing other things other than my wizard. It's just, if I can't play my wizard, I don't feel like learning the system to play other things.
You hear that? You got to get him in with the wizard. After that, he's in.
I mean, it's fantasy, dude. It's high fantasy. If you can't do magic right, it's not true high fantasy. Screw the system.
Right. Yeah, I know. It ain't me today. See? Yeah, I didn't expect that, did you? It's like nobody thought that.
Oh. Any day, one of these days, Pathfinder will release a supplement that'll fix their fucking magic. And now maybe they'll have the money to do that. So
I mean, I'll admit that the magic system, especially with how powerful, like you ought to know, Bloodaxe, you saw the class feats that they have now, but how powerful all the classes became. Magic became not the best resource anymore. It became kind of clunky by comparison. I remember I actually felt like I had, when I tried to play a wizard, when we did our play test, I felt like I had the least resources at the table. But what was worst is that I also didn't have the burst damage or effectiveness that a wizard also brings to the table. So I just felt inferior to like all the other classes. That's a weird feeling because I also had the worst AC and the lowest hit points. So I was just like, why am I playing this?
Also, to clarify, he's talking about Arcane. Now, the Divine
No,
Magic.
Divine Magic.
I had a ball playing my cleric until he just didn't see eye to eye with the rest of the party's motive. So I created a druid and played it one session, and we ended up just shelving it because it was just not something that everybody was enjoying at the time. But I did start a new Pathfinder 2e group yesterday. We're starting at 1 to 20, so we'll see how that works out. But I am curious if they're going to put any more supplements out because of the increased popularity. Would you say that they've sold enough product in 2 weeks that normally takes them 8 months to sell?
Yeah,
roughly.
Yeah, that was a pretty big bump because of what WotC was doing.
WotC set fire to their brand, boy, I tell you.
But yeah, because I'm also starting a Pathfinder 1e game in about a month or so. So I'm going to give both a shot because I never really played a whole lot of either. The most I played was Pathfinder 2e with the playtest that we did. And while I enjoyed my character, it was clear that the straight fighter build, not much can actually go toe-to-toe with a straight fighter build. And they need to rebalance the classes.
I will say, Pathfinder 2nd Ed has some stuff that is definitely workable, usable, and doable. Mm-hmm. And being that they announced, I mean, part of this came after they announced their own open gaming license based off of 2nd Ed, 2nd edition. So being able to use their system, you might see some really good stuff coming out based off of that.
Third parties.
Yeah.
Good one. We could get some good. I didn't think about that. I'm going to keep an eye out for third party that fixes the magic system.
Yeah,
and balances the class.
Because the magic system is easily replaceable, you know. And then you just go through a rebalance and voila, you can still use the same system because the system is good. The 3-action system and all that stuff.
All the features
features and conditions and all that stuff is really good in Pathfinder 2nd Ed. It's just the magic that got me. So, with them having their own open gaming license, maybe we'll see some really cool stuff come from it. And being that the mechanics are already there, it won't take long for people to start coming out with stuff. I mean, because that's the hardest hurdle to get over is balancing a bunch of mechanics and writing down a bunch of mechanics. You know, the mechanics is the difficulty there. So, hey, you know, if nothing else, maybe this will bring a lot of cool things to the market with their own license there. So.
My money's on Kobold Press to be able to go in and add a lot of additional content to make it more enjoyable.
Well,
they've done a stuff for 5e.
I think Kobold Press sort of burnt though. I mean, they're doing their own thing now. That's the whole Black Flag initiative is to make their own system.
Oh, yeah,
so I don't know if Kobold Press is going to come in and bother using Pathfinder stuff because that's just another direction to get burned. What if Paizo?
That's just another OGL.
Gets decides to rewrite their OGL, then of course you have the same issue again.
No, what'll more likely happen, which is why the orc or OGL for them is so smart. They call it orc, is that it could pull all of D&D's OGL companies, people that were doing OGL, to Paizo because they worded theirs with the indefinite. This cannot be changed. So, and it's close enough to 5e. Yeah, and honestly, I've seen some interesting third-party stuff, but I don't like 5e that much. Even before this, I thought 5e was okay.
Mhm.
I'd really be interested in seeing some of that other stuff through a Pathfinder 2e lens, actually. I would be very interested.
Yeah.
If I had a choice between, even though the way the magic works, if I had a choice between, hey, man, they're doing a Dragon Age game, I'd rather see Pathfinder 2e over 5e.
Yeah.
If they said we're going to do a WoW tabletop properly, I'd say, wow, ooh, that'd actually be pretty good. Ooh, that should be really good.
Mike in the chat room says, Paizo said their version of the OGL would not remain in their control to avoid the very problem of what if they change it to screw us. So,
Correct. No, they teamed up with other people, and it's going to be out there. It's not going to be something in their pocket. And honestly, because I also, weirdly enough, I never was a fan of Galarian. We've never played in their setting.
No.
I really would like to see some third-party Paizo stuff. I would. I actually would. And honestly, I don't hate the magic system as much as Xeno. I just had also a really bad run because it really is just the wizard that for some reason comes off because the cleric is powerful.
Wizard.
I know, but it's the wizard. But like, the cleric, even the sorcerer, the bard, they all came off pretty good. But the wizard, the reason why is the other classes had other stuff. But the wizard casts spells. And when he's not casting spells, he's asleep. Because he casts spells. And he only can cast so many spells. He should be the distinctively stronger spellcaster due to that being his solo focus.
Even with that, the biggest thing that got me was the nerf of your utility spells.
Oh God, they slaughtered that. Yeah.
5e nerfed the hell out of utility spells, and Pathfinder
Paizo said, "Hold my
decided, hey, hold my
they
beer.
went worse. Like their haste sucks. You can't properly tell them. I mean, it is like they went cast a damage spell. Just cast a damage spell. What are you doing? Cast a damage spell.
But then utility spells for clerics and stuff, not so bad. So once again, it was arcane utility spells that they nerfed.
Cast a damage spell. They should have just changed the wizard to Warcaster or something and said, you cast fireballs, shut up.
Oh, but there's a Warcaster in the cleric chain that does it better.
It's better melee skills.
Yeah.
And wears armor.
Poor wizard. Poor little wizard. Poor little wizard. You know, the summoner can cast spells and he gets a dragon. He gets a pet dragon and fights with him. He can use his actions to make the dragon do stuff. Yeah. It's just a wizard. It's just a poor wizard. Just Xeno. They look, I understand. Magus doesn't exist in Pathfinder 2e. I tried. My classic wizard that I've carried over to nearly every game I played teleported out of this world shortly after seeing how the magic worked. And he's in another setting. He's in, I don't know, maybe he's in 13th age. He ain't in goddamn 2e because he was a utility mage. And you can't utility, at least. Now, note, disclaimer, all of this is based on the core book. There are a lot of books out now.
Yeah.
They put out quite a few magic books. Sorry. So let me say that. We tried it when it was just the core books out.
Yeah, I love the Lost Omens book. That's a really helpful.
Yeah, I don't even know what you're talking about. So
the advanced player guide. Well, no, it's just it's Pathfinder 2e books to supplement the core rule book.
Does it fix the magic for the wizard?
No, but I think there's more spells in there. But I haven't played a wizard in Pathfinder simply because of your experience. So that's why I'm going a different route with it. But I do think that there should be some refinement with the wizard. Allow him to do something else other than cast a spell and then wave high at everybody. Because that gets really boring for a player. You got to have... There should be a reason for each player to have something to do on each round of their initiative. And the wizards they are not in that position usually.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't for the limited resources. When you have so few slots, now you don't get bonus slots. Sorry, we'll end on this because I'm actually the one that played the wizard. But when you have such a rare resource and other people have renewable resources, like fighters have special moves, everybody's got special actions that are renewable, the limited resource should make up for its limit with potency. It didn't. I did not match the fighter on damage even when I cast my highest level spells. And thus I said, why am I not just running around with a sword?
the cantrips, honestly, were sometimes more powerful
Than my spell slots.
Than your spell slots.
Yeah, which is
so it made you feel like, why do I even have these? I'm just gonna pew pew
Yeah.
pew pew.
I
pew,
did more
pew,
damage with
pew,
my
pew,
cantrips.
pew.
I did.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's the high risk, high reward or glass cannon does not exist. They took the cannon out the glass. It's just glass, bitch. That's all. We're enough in. That's your mode. So they took away that part. And to me, if they're gonna do that, should have gave them something else. Give them some BS side skills, knowledge, crafting, cool crafting. Because the problem too is both 5e and Pathfinder 2e took out the first ed and the 3.0 D&D back in the day crafting. They don't want you crafting your own magic items, really.
Yeah, well, I mean, the system just made it where,
It's clunky and not easy to do.
Yeah. It was a weird system for crafting.
Usually the make or break level for a wizard is level 5. Once you get third level spells, you should feel like a badass.
Nope, I didn't.
Exactly. So if once you get to that magical level and you still feel like, man, I really can't contribute a whole lot, but I can throw a fireball once a day.
It potentially could hurt no one if you remember that happening.
Well, that's
Crit
because
save.
you're level to your saves, yeah. And Xeno was rolling crit successes all the time, and they were just like giving you the finger.
This man apologized to me. He felt so bad. I threw that fireball, and Xeno was just like, I'm so sorry. Because I threw a fireball, and I might as well have thrown fluffy pillows. Actually, the fluffy pillows might have got in people's way, at least.
Yeah.
Fireball did nothing.
Well, I mean, look, man, I'll nudge stuff every once in a while because I know I roll high on that stuff. But at the time, we were having an issue, and so I was making sure to roll open table, and so I couldn't nudge anything, and I just kept killing.
It was a playtest.
Yeah, and it was a playtest, so I didn't want to nudge stuff. But it was just, I mean, right there on the table, every save, man, spells were just useless, and I'm just like,
you were regularly
I'm sorry.
rolling 16 or higher,
yeah,
and it was causing the spells to do no damage. So I was just like, I cast 3 spells. I've hurt no one today that wasn't a cantrip. That is a weird feeling, man. All right, enough of that, because you're bringing back past trauma. I was trying to get hype about 2E because I like the monk. It's cool. Yeah. The monk's cool. I like the monk.
Well, hey, we all love announcements. Let's talk about some Xbox. We had the Xbox Developer Direct. Not one of their bigger announcement shows. But they did announce the release date for Redfall. That was pretty much the big thing that got announced that everybody was waiting for. Everything else was just sort of blah. I mean, I guess if you're a Minecraft fan, there was some Minecraft stuff there, and that's a pretty big user base. So,
I mean, those people probably don't watch us. I mean, we may have a few Minecraft Legenders in our fan base, but it tends to be younger people.
Yeah.
Especially the Legends game versus the building. I know a lot of adults who like the building one.
Dude, I play that. That's just revisiting my days.
But the
Legos,
Legends
man.
is a kind of like Lego, Lego Dungeon. It's like you play it with your kids, but it doesn't tend to have adult fans. It tends to have adults who play it with their children.
But yeah, so new Legends game. Other than that, we saw some Forza Motorsport, Hi-Fi Rush, which was released like right after they announced it at the end of the, which is like a rhythm.
Yeah,
game.
I saw it on Game Pass. I'm like, that game is already out.
Man, I don't have the time for this game.
It takes so much time.
But
it's fun.
You really want friends to play with you. And when I say friends, I don't mean 1 or 2 friends.
Well, you need a guild.
I mean like a guild of friends, and I don't like dealing with that many people. I can barely deal with these that are on the screen with me right now. So
I will give you the deepest and most uncomfortably intimate hug on camera you've ever received.
See, and this is why I can't deal with it.
I've always gave you the back hug when we roll it to not freak you out, but I will give you a full frontal hug.
There will be blood.
That just makes it closer.
You can always give him the bear hug that I give Garrett.
This dude's too damn heavy, man. What the heck you talking about? Break up.
Q also knows it's dangerous to come from the front.
Yeah, it's gonna be risky. I mean, if I take up front, I'll probably just end up tackling him. I just end up going low, clip the knees.
I mean, I lowered a guy at a con once.
You gut checked him so hard. You, boom, and his boys just laughed at him because, like, he came in wide open and caught it. That's how you can tell how cool you are. If you managed to survive that, which only one person we know, our boy, you know, like he has hug rights. We got one person that has hug rights.
Yeah. He also has a tattoo
of Dicejunkies,
of our logo on him. So
like, we ain't seen him in a minute, but that don't mean we ain't still thinking about him. He still has hug rights. If we could get on the property, if we were allowed on the property and facilities, we'd give him a hug.
That's a totally different story.
Oh yeah. So anyway,
we might be there this year.
Elder Scrolls announced a new expansion with over 30 hours of story-driven content.
Dude, I really enjoy the stories of Elder Scrolls Online.
I know, I do too.
But I don't like sitting in front of my PC for hours. But I don't want to start over on my Xbox.
Yeah.
And in custom, because dude, I've spent hundreds. Well, not hundreds, but I spent like $100 on this game, starting from scratch. Because the crafting, oh my God, the crafting takes so long. But I mean, I don't know.
But yeah, and like I said, I mean, minimum of 4-person to really do, because most of that high level PvE stuff does require it minimum 4 people.
The best armors in dungeons, and you need a 4-man team. And otherwise, if I knew we could do it, I would try to talk you into jumping on console and we play with Bloodaxe, but we still need a 4th. That's the problem. And also, it would be an investiture of money. I mean, the game is worth it. It's a great game. But not if you've already spent that money on PC. Yeah. Now, if they ever make it where I can transfer my file over to Xbox, because it's free on Xbox, and then me and Bloodaxe, we're going to roll. And we're going to drag. And if they make it crossplay, I'll fight him until he gets on. Y'all just see black eyes on both of us till he gets on. Because I want to finish that game, and I bought all that darn DLC for it. I own everything up to this one except this one.
Yeah.
And I ain't even played the dang Skyrim, because that's when we both burned out. We literally made new characters to experience it fresh, started up and said, all right, man, we're going to play Wednesday. And then we both quit. And just never went to it.
Yeah.
I was going to do a wheel with Poison build.
Yeah, Mike. That's what I'm talking about. Mike says in chat room, PC is the superior.
If I had a more comfortable setup, I agree. I need a better computer chair.
All right, so the other thing, like I said, Redfall got its releases May 2nd. Supposedly, we'll see.
Oh yeah, There's some stuff.
So the thing about Redfall, I actually watched the clip for Redfall, and they went into so much more detail than what we got at E3.
Well, they did 10 minutes of gameplay, and
that they had special vampires that showed you how you had to find the heart in order to clear an area, and then you get to go fight the master vampires, and you have to go through all them to get to the last boss or last bosses. It was a lot more detail. I thought it was Back 4 Blood at first. But when I saw this, I'm like, oh, no, this is much more than Back 4 Blood. This actually looks fun. Because originally when I saw it at E3, I'm like, this is going to be another one of the games we'll play for a couple of days. I'm going to get sick of it because of stupid bull crap. Yeah, I'm watching. And then deinstall it. But no, it looked like it was a lot of fun. Especially it showed how you can do different skill trees for different classes and stuff and different builds. I'm like, okay. I can drink that Kool-Aid.
So, I'll be honest. I'm on the fence with Redfall, and my biggest problem with it comes down to this right here.
Yeah, I can't see it.
There are 4 characters, and each one has its own, sort of like Borderlands, where they each have their own. Now, this has a max of a 4-man co-op, which is similar to your zombie type games, but most of them have more than 4 characters to choose from, and the abilities aren't so. I mean, each one has a very different, unique ability, and I don't like the fact that I have to choose my character looks and all that stuff based off of what abilities I want to use. And if you have 4 people, each person's going to have to pick. They're going to be forced to pick one of these characters. We don't know if they
have that engine. We don't know if it's going to be each person has to play a different one or if there can be duplicates.
I mean, there's no way there can be duplicates, man.
There's
They're
plenty
too
of games
unique.
that do that. I mean, we can play 2 for Flax in Borderlands. You know, he can play Flax, I can play Flax. Now,
in Back 4 Blood, couldn't there be 2 melee characters?
Yeah, but no. You're forgetting though that each character did have their own abilities, and you could not. Remember, I kept not getting Molly for my melee build, and I was always annoyed when that happened.
Because it was character locked?
Yes. Only one of each character could exist, and Molly had damage reduction and stamina regeneration when she meleeed. So when I was forced off of Molly, I would not have as good of a staying power, and and it didn't go with the build I put together for Molly. Remember, I named the build Molly Wop, and then what's worse is that somebody else took the other damage dealer. I was on some gun character, which didn't even gel. So he's not wrong if they do that. Like I used to end up with my build kind of being jacked up because the characters that were best for melee were chosen, and I now could not be my optimized build. That was very annoying. Then they nerfed the builds, and I quit those bastards.
Luckily, I was always the doc, and nobody wanted to play the doc, so I was always safe.
That is true. No one ever competed with you for the doctor. It was a shame because you were like, the only reason we ever completed a map was because of you, because we had some weak co-pilots, man. No, we're not going to go any further than that. Let's just say that them suckers used up all his healing. He couldn't heal me because he was healing everyone else.
How in the world can you be in the back against the fence with Q with Molly slaying everything, and I spend more time healing your shooting ass than I do the frontliner?
I used to be I used to be cooch deep in zombies, man. I loved Molly. I don't play a lot of female characters, but Molly was awesome.
So yeah, so here's your 4 characters. Like I said,
so I'm sorry, you got.
Oh no, I've already chose this one out of the 4. So
well, we know what we'll pitch. See who gets them. Because I don't like any of the other characters.
I don't either. And see, and this is the problem right here. That's the problem.
He's got an undead eye. I play necromancers. You gonna take the undead eye from me?
Yes. Because I don't want a vampire ex-boyfriend. I'm sorry. And lift an umbrella, whatever. Then you like telekinetic stuff, man. You always playing telekinetic.
I was trying to read her. You went too quick. Oh, I was looking.
I haven't seen the characters. So I know nothing about the class.
I'm not cool with this whole telekinetic ex-boyfriend nonsense. That sounds stupid. Why does she have an umbrella? Okay, maybe you're right. That sounds dumb. Vampire ex-boyfriend. Are you? No, I'm not fucking playing that. What are you, high? That's not my kind of telekinesis. I don't see decapitate or throw car. I see umbrella, lift, and vampire ex-boyfriend.
Oh, come on. All right, so this one.
Let me look at this.
Here's your arc javelin translocate.
Looks corny.
And but
he's a streamer.
Yeah, Dev is a internet famous cryptid hunter and ghost chaser. I just don't.
Have to be me. I don't know.
Don't feel these.
He has an arc javelin. Oh, look, that person has a bomb.
Yeah, I figured it was.
Wait a minute, isn't that just the other character though? You got 2 of the characters are just inventors.
What's the
That's
hunter?
Boring as heck. 2 of the characters are inventors. That sucks.
I told you. I looked at these 4 characters, and this is what really threw me away from the game.
She's got a prototype robot.
What does the hunter get?
Everything. Can see through walls, look like, has a ghost eye. He's awesome. These dudes do not look like they would hang out with each other. One dude looks like a badass vampire hunter. The other one's fucking Buffy. What? It's Buffy. It's freaking Buffy. The other dude's got some weird fringe like streamer who's scared out of his pants. And then she's got a robot that hasn't been described like, it's a search and rescue robot. Now, had it been more like, my kick or like the robot's kicking some tail, like I love pet builds, but look at her abilities. Doesn't sound, unless it comes later. I want to play the ghost eye guy.
Can we all play the ghost eye guy?
We're gonna let Clinton play the vampire boyfriend, not the character. You just play the actual vampire ex-boyfriend.
I figured he might like the girl with the robot.
Yeah, that's his style.
'Cause
He used
does
to play Moe's.
explosive and robot.
You did like playing Moe's, yeah. You have a
Moe's
robot
and
and bombs.
Yeah, I play Gage in Borderlands too.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't have an aversion to playing a female character if the character
I
plays.
don't have a problem
I mean,
playing a female character in this
No,
sense.
my problem. Okay,
My problem is the abilities.
well, I don't like the other chick. I don't like her style. But then as much as I watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer, she was never my favorite character. I like Angel. Now,
Right?
Now, if they release a vampire you can play as, like the half vampire, daywalker, or the good vampire, I'll play that because I'm a melee dude anyway. I don't see any melee here.
Well, I mean, supposedly Layla is, I think, after her boyfriend, may have done some stuff to her, man, because I think it mentioned.
Said like that, okay.
It merges some of the vampire's amazing psychic abilities. After doing a shady medical study. So it wasn't her boyfriend. It was a shady medical study. She got part vampire abilities.
That's not okay. If she's a melee character, we'll see. But I'm not seeing the telekinetic threat in student debt. Okay, no, I'm done. Saints Row. I'm not doing Saints Row. I'm not playing the Saints Row character. I'm in student debt. There's a vampire apocalypse. Okay. Anyway, we'll try it. It's free. I really hope
that is a good thing. We're getting it on Game Pass.
I'm cool. I guess I'll be okay. You know what? Okay, but I want you to know what you've done. You have insisted that I play the black character. You did that.
I didn't say you had to play that
you
character.
kept trying to put me on.
I was just giving you.
He was like, "Why don't you play the black character? I'll be the black character." Because apparently you guys ain't gonna touch it.
That's not what I said.
No, it's okay. According to the rules now, you're not allowed to play the black character. So I'll play the black character.
Look, she's like doing some melee type stuff there.
If she's a melee build, because here's the thing, dude. Molly's my favorite Back 4 Blood character before y'all trip out there. I loved her. Like you could ask Bloodaxe. I played Molly. I named my suite the Molly Wop. I will play a female character, but I like Molly. She was freaking fun and awesome. I don't know, man.
Now,
Vampire Ex-Boyfriend sounds so stupid.
The skill tree looks interesting.
So this is the hunter guy?
This is Leia here.
The umbrella is actually her weapon? Oh, screw it. We're going to do, what's that dang movie, The Kingsman? We're going Kingsman in here. I'm going to do it. Yeah, I'm going to play Layla. I'm going to kill vampires with an umbrella, and I'm going to have a sexy vampire ex-boyfriend, I guess. I don't know. That's just life.
And then,
oh, God, he looks so fucking cool.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. The Heartstopper has extra ammunition. I see sniping stuff. Oh, he's a sniper.
Yes.
He's a freaking sniper. And you saw he had a raven on his shoulder in the other picture. He had a raven.
I know.
He looks so cool. It's like a totally different person designed that character. You know what I'm saying, Bloodaxe? It's like one dude designed a guy who hunts vampires, and everyone else just said, I don't know what we're doing. Yeah, let me look, dude. What are you doing? Let me see.
I'm trying to get it to show on the screen. Give me a friggin' second. Here, I might just
supposed to be good at this. Oh, that was nice.
So yeah, this is the other guy.
The Blacklight.
What I say. So
I don't know. I mean, I see a bunch of tool-looking icons. Maybe he's got some really cool toolkits. You know, Bloodaxe, that might be you if he's got a bunch of vampire hunting weapons. You know, if you don't do the other one. What am I talking about? You may not get them if we're not allowed to have the same character. It depends on what people pick.
Well, no, it depends on two things. Number one, can you play the same character in the same group?
Yes.
Maybe not. The other thing that we actually need to discuss is Xeno going to play on the console, and is he going to play with us?
I'm going to play on the PC, but it should be cross-platform.
We'll see how that works out for you.
Yeah. Oh, no, dude. I'm playing on my PC. Look, I spent thousands of dollars on my PC, and I play better on the PC. I don't like fucking controllers.
You're not wrong. He's terrible on the console for those types of games.
Yeah.
He can play fighting games, but nah.
And so I'm not going to throw away my, $3,000-$4,000 worth of PC equipment because you don't want to buy a PC.
I have a PC. Yeah,
I have a place for a PC in my house.
Yeah.
that is true. That is true.
Now, there is a secondary possibility. I did look at the game on the Xbox Store, and it said it is mouse and keyboard compatible on console. So if I can't necessarily get this to work on my PC where I prefer to play, I will try the mouse and keyboard on the console, because it said it was compatible if you look in the Xbox Play Store. So
don't worry, man. That depends if it's not trash. We may not get that far.
That's true.
We may not get that far. Because honestly, I'm joking. I'm actually getting optimistic because I'm hoping she is a melee character. If she's a telekinetic melee character, I can get into that. I like melee. And I love psychic warriors. Oh, I used to love playing Soul Knives. I just hope that she's not sassing all the time, like just trying to be like super like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
I said, that's my biggest problem with the game is that division of character. I've had that. I've voiced that issue with Borderlands. I've voiced it with other games. I've never liked that. One of my big praises, for also for fucking I do like choice, and I've praised many games for giving more choices.
Oh no, dude! Outriders, Monster Hunter Rise, well, not Borderlands, but Wonderlands, for all its flaws, at least you got to make your own character. Yeah. I do prefer to make my own character, and I definitely don't like it when the builds are locked like that. The best thing Gears of War 5 ever did is they let you mix and match the classes with the skins. So you want to play Cole, you can play Cole, but you can play the class you want. I love that.
Yeah, and you could have 3 brawlers running on Escape at the same time. They didn't block that either.
But the way these skill trees are showing, I can already tell you that ain't going to happen. So it's just a question now of, can you duplicate? And will they let me play a vampire? Like, will they DLC vampire? See, now that looks cool. I like those costumes a lot better. That looks a lot better. That one, she doesn't look like, like she's from That's So Raven. Now she looks like an actual, I'm out to kill some vampires. She looks like a vampire hunter there. I like that. That looks like an actual vampire hunter. Because I'm just not into the sassy nonsense. If you're hunting vampires, man, have a darker tone. Don't be worried about your student debt. And why is your ex-boyfriend, I'm okay, we're going to get in that. The vampire ex-boyfriend, man, I'm having a hard time with that. Everything else looks good. Ooh, tactical knife. But, yeah, like, vampire ex-boyfriend sounds dumb. Unless, wait a minute, maybe, you know what? Maybe that's where her powers are coming from, and it's not you actually call out, like, a vampire boyfriend. I'm sorry, by the way, just explain it, I'm afraid that ability calls out your vampire ex-boyfriend. Maybe it's just a buff tree to go, no, I got these powers. Okay. All right, I'm cool.
Well, yeah, maybe having a vampire ex-boyfriend, she gets some mental defenses or something.
Yeah, because she survived the... Okay, no, I'll do that. Gotta go there. Hey, man, what's the next topic? She's a survivor.
Yeah. All right, yeah, next topic. That's what we're going to do. Let's see.
It's their fault for not clarifying
I'm sorry. Yeah, the whole... Oh, yeah, the next topic continues on with... So, Hi-Fi Rush leaker claims Starfield and Redfall's development is in rough shape. Now, here's another thing, and sort of we alluded to with the whole Redfall thing. And now this is just a rumor. The reason this rumor gets any kind of credit is he called out several of the things before the developer event that did prove true. He seemed... So it has been confirmed that he has some form of insider information. Now, whether or not this part is correct, I mean, dude, people, it could be a worker who's just bitchy. Who knows that he's getting the information from? But,
I mean, at the last show, they were kind of quiet. We haven't seen a lot. They just showed some gameplay. It wasn't as in-depth as you said. It was really just little screens. Like, I'll go watch it fully to see if I can see how the characters actually play. But, dude, what game hasn't come out? This has been a problem. This is a rampant gaming problem.
Yeah.
Rampant, which is, I'm sorry, tell them what's going on. Like, it's...
Basically, they're just saying that the development's in rough shape. That we're trying to get more extensions. Of course, with he said with the current announced release date for Redfall, it's going to release in rough shape. Now, we have not gotten the release date for Starfield yet, but supposedly if it gets announced and it's in June, then they didn't get the extension they wanted, and it's going to be released in rough shape. If it's later, then they got their extension that they wanted, or at least part of it.
Scary, because I know how Bethesda releases games when they want to. What the heck would a early released Bethesda game look like? Oh my God, these guys are the king of T-poses. I'm sitting here going like, what would a game from Bethesda that did not get its extension and was put out before they wanted to look like? Because they've had to patch that crap day one. There are people right now sitting up in their computers waiting over at Nexus like, all right, we're going to have to fix it as soon as it comes out. Everybody got the Starfield. They probably already named it. It's probably the unofficial Starfield patch. USF again, just like Skyrim, unofficial Starfield. They probably say USFP to keep it from confusing people. So I don't want to see, that's the one game I'll wait. Also, I'm not a big sci-fi guy, so they ain't killing me. But I'd rather wait on Bethesda because I don't want to know what Bethesda looks like when they put out something.
I'll be honest,
unready.
dude. When Starfield comes out, I will probably take off a few days from work so I can play it.
I think I was going to let it have a day to get patched. I'm probably kidding. I was going to go ahead and let it get patch.
I may let it have a day or two to get patched, but right around the release, I will be taking some time
you guys
off.
are sci-fi guys. I expect that even Bloodaxe is going to get in on that since it's going to be on console.
So, boss, if you're watching, just be prepared. I'm done. All right.
Starfield was one of the ones I was really interested in. Redfall I was mildly interested in, but after watching more of the gameplay this week, I'm excited. I'm hoping that this will be what it should be versus what Back 4 Blood was not for a zombie game.
Hey, and we need something since Dark Tide still isn't out on console. I'm so pissed.
This is in May, but in March, I am really curious about Dead Island 2.
That comes out of March 2 at the same time as Wolong? Okay.
I think it comes out before Wolong.
Man, I'm gonna be spending some money because Hogwarts. Oh God, I forgot even saying that to get me canceled. Games coming out in February that I'm curious about, just curious. But if they're good, I might be willing to buy. And then, geez, I'm glad I got Game Pass because I wouldn't have been able to buy all of this because it looks like I got at least one game earmarked for every month.
Let's see, Dead Island 2. Oh, I'm sorry. You got pushed to April 23rd.
No, that's perfect. April's the 1 month we don't have any games. Remember, when we did our schedule. Remember I was talking to you about this the other day.
April 23rd. That's a week and some days before Redfall supposed to come out because Redfall comes out May 2nd.
Dude, if I had to choose, I'd probably rather play Dead Island 2. Just because it looks like I'll be able to build I'll have more character control.
The amount of fun that we had playing Dead Island together was absolutely insane. That's probably the game we had the most fun with.
We had so much fun.
Dead Island crossplay.
I don't remember.
It'd be great to have you in there, dude. I'd love to have you play, exploring a zombie apocalypse. And this time, and by the way, the way Dead Island works, you can totally let Bloodaxe run off and get killed. We don't have to follow him at all. He wanders off over there, he gets eaten, and we just go. That's what happens. And we're over here, man, at the gas station stealing gas to pump up the car. Then when you respawn, we'll come pick you up.
There you go.
And we'll go kill your body, because I think it'd be awesome if in multiplayer your body got up as a zombie. So you can vent yourself on him. You'd be like, this is for telling me that you don't want to edit the video. Just go over there and shake your body. He respawns, walks behind you. What you doing? Nothing. Just sees his mangled corpse. That would be a fun feature, man. Your body should get up as a zombie and be on the map.
All right. Next up, more with Xbox. This is an Xbox-heavy episode, by the way, obviously.
I wonder why. It's like that's the system.
Yeah. All right. So Xbox strange power-saving climate change controversy. So I I chose this article because I'm trying not to, as when we borderline on the political, I try not to point any fingers to one side or another. Well, one side, which obviously everybody's going to know, got pissy with Xbox because they said they're allowing options for power saving modes
and
carbon emissions, blah blah blah. Is the wokeness coming to the Xbox, and they're trying to take your console, and wow.
And we're just sitting there going like, I don't care. Like, if you're going to charge me for it, no. Who cares what they're doing to save the? Dude. Okay, I'm going to just say this much. I'm going to put this out there. If it ain't going to cost me anything, then save the climate. I've got kids. I don't mind. I'm not going to sit up there and go, I'm like, no, go ahead. I don't care.
Whether you believe in science or, whether you believe in climate troll or not.
That's the real thoughts there, buddy.
You save power. You save money on your electric bill.
That's my thing, dude. Like, this ain't woke. People are now turning woke into like the word, like the phobe word, where they're throwing it out on nonsense. Yeah. Like, and having a power save mode on your system is not woke.
Let's also be honest. If you've watched anything coming out of Xbox and you think this is bringing woke to Xbox, this is
not the weirdest thing.
Xbox has done some stuff, man. I just ignore it and go on with my life and play my video games.
I am a black man with short black hair wearing a black shirt that says and has a skull.
All right. My thing is this is what makes politicians look dumb. Every time any politician, left or right, starts talking about how things work in video gaming and stuff like that, or technology usually in general, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and they just look dumb.
Your Xbox has been turning itself off since I think my PlayStation wasn't PlayStation the first one to have a power save mode?
Yeah.
I don't think Nintendo did, but that's been a long running feature.
This, they went an extra step to try to align things with the time periods that energy is most efficient and all this stuff. But the thing is it's also configurable, optionable. It's not. They're not forcing anything on anybody. And you know what? I'll probably fucking use it because, you know what? I don't like a high power bill. I've got lights over here and lights over here and this big-ass PC and all this crap. If I can save a few cents on my Xbox, hell yeah, I'll do it.
It don't even affect me. I sleep 4 hours a day. And my Xbox is on every other minute of the day. So I'm like, it ain't never gonna... You ain't gonna get but 5 minutes out of me a night of your power save modes. I'm like, I tend to have my Xbox on when I'm at home and working from home. Now, when it's not working from home, they can turn it on and off all they want. I don't care. I don't care about my power bill. I run my power. I got power bills out through the roof. But my thing is, it's not a bad thing, and we should have the ability to. That's why I like the word reasonable
once again,
people.
Options. I always talk about options.
If something's not bad, you don't have to rail against it just because it ain't your party that said it. No, they said it, so now it's bad. No, it's not. It's not affecting anything. If somebody says don't drink poison, but they happen to be blue or red and you're not, you don't drink poison to defy them. Why are people this insane about all this stuff? Please. Be an individual with your own mind and think. Stop being on any team. Just give up the teams, dude, and be a person.
And politicians, just stay away from games.
Stay out of our games.
I think a lot of politicians are just pissed because the gaming industry has pushed them out several times. Look, they wanted to make a government. GTA. Well, yeah, they wanted to make a government rating system for gaming. Gamers said, "We'll make our own fucking rating system, so you don't need to."
Dude, they've came out their games a lot, and it's never worked. And sadly, even though it's my home state, Texans have been at the forefront of freaking out over video games since I was a kid. You know, and here we go again, and I thought we were over this crap. The internet, okay, you know what? That's dumb. Do you know what you can find on the internet?
Everything.
It's like, dude, games aren't corrupting children. The internet is corrupting children. Like, I know that I messed up and clicked the wrong link on 4chan, and I'm still recovering, and I'm old. Oh, I'm still recovering. Oh, God, let me stop thinking about it. It's traumatic. Yeah, all right. So, no, video games, not the problem. Leave them alone. Yeah.
So, stay away from our video games and
stay off 4chan.
If you don't know what you're talking about, you know, and you're not trying to entertain people, but actually, you know, hold up the law, just keep your mouth shut.
Like, did they do something illegal? No. They charging people? No. They wasting their own money? Who cares? They can spend all the money they want. I mean, I'd rather they put the money into Bethesda getting Starfield out sooner, but they're trying to do a good thing. I mean, compared to what's funny is we saw like one of their little things. We're not gonna go over it, and it was way dumber than this. We were just like, why are they not talking about this nonsense? Like, that's just another example to me of you're so desperate to have a problem with something that you missed the good one for the dumb stuff. Yeah. And if you paid attention, you would have said, well, that's stupid. Why don't we talk about that? But somebody's like, no, they're after our Xboxes. And it's like, do you have an Xbox? Well, no, but whoa.
Anyway, so that's dumb.
Enough of them. Now, let's talk about Blizzard.
Let's talk about some of Blizzard. So apparently this is an interesting controversy recently with Blizzard. I've seen this rating system. I mean, it has a name. I've heard of companies doing it before.
Is it kind of like a social score?
It is.
That sounds very familiar, doesn't it, Bloodaxe?
It's turned out horrible for several companies. I mean, I don't know why Blizzard currently uses this, but it hit the news because one of their development managers or whatever ended up getting fired over it because he refused to rank his employees using this stack ranking, because basically it's done by department, and whoever's on the bottom is
on the chopping block.
Is basically on the chopping block. And the way that, of course, if you have a department and the whole department sucks, then only their bottom percent is on the chopping block. Where if you have this awesome group where everybody's good, you still got to put somebody on the bottom, and they lose their raises and stuff like that.
I remember a place that tried to implement that, and everybody said heck no, because because they were bad at the one that I remember. They were actually saying that you basically got a strike if you were at the bottom.
Well, yeah,
if it happened again, you were out.
That's basically how it works. If you stay on the bottom for too long, you're out. And it also promotes some really dirty type employee reactions and stuff like that.
Ruins cooperation.
Yeah, Mike in the chat room says stack ranking has never gotten good reviews, which is true. It has. I've seen it many times, and it seems like the tech industry is the one that loves stack ranking. I guess because stack ranking in general sounds very techy, I guess.
But there's always going to be someone on the bottom, so you can lose good people because that's the way a stack ranking works. It's impossible not to be on the bottom.
Yeah.
Somebody has got to be on the bottom. But what's the problem? Here's the thing. Let's do it like a letter grade. But what if you're a department where you have 4 A+ and 1 B+? You're getting rid of the B+, but another department, like you said, has C, D, 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 F, and you lose a B+ because he's on the bottom of this top-tier team. And I think you were saying that was causing people on some teams to move to crappier teams because they can outperform everybody. Yeah. So now your good team is starting to suck. You know what I'm saying? And now they got to replace it with a loser so that he's the one that gets fired, but he's going to lower the overall team performance.
Yeah, like I was saying with the dirty stuff that people do, once again, Mike mentions this in the brigading is what coworkers do to get rid of people they don't like, even if they're good performers.
You can manipulate rankings very easy.
And so, anyway, that's just one of those things. Once again, Blizzard in the news for not good stuff. They need to hurry up and just get bought. I did hear some more news on that. I'm not to take up much time, but apparently Microsoft did make a claim to the UK against Sony for misguiding their commissions, and so I'm curious how that's gonna go. Because I mean, Sony was sort of misguiding, so I'll be interested to see.
Sony lies?
Yeah.
What?
And last but not least,
Blizzard.
more Blizzard, but this is interesting. Blizzard, not necessarily bad. Blizzard. Diablo 3 is its new season is starting here soon.
Oh, okay.
With season 28, and they say they're going to do massive changes for season 28, being it's like the last change before Diablo 4 is supposed to get released. So if you're a Diablo 3 fan and you've gone through some of the seasons, they're usually minor changes. Apparently, this is going to be a pretty big change. I think they've released some of the release notes, but it will be going up. So I'm not going to go over all this because if you're not a Diablo fan, you probably won't understand any of this stuff. But lots of changes. If you are, it's a good time to go back and play that last season before Diablo 4. So,
download it.
Sources. Oh, that's going to cause a lot of new builds.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's going to be some fun theory crafting and builds being brought out. And
Man, if I wasn't so deep in building my Monster Hunter builds, I'd have to go back and play around with it. But I'm still refining my Monster Hunter.
Well, and it's not out yet. So, and once it comes out, I mean, you'll have a few months before Diablo 4 still. I think you have 3-4 months. So you have time to jump in there. You don't have to necessarily, unless you're trying to hit for the top of the charts and the ranking system, you don't have to hit the new season right as it comes out.
Hey, don't be the bottom of the charts, though. Blizzard will get rid of you.
Oh.
You're at the bottom of the rank. We're deleting your game. You just look up and it goes deleting Diablo.
But I know you and Bloodaxe have been playing Diablo off and on, so I thought this would be something interesting to bring up that you guys might be interested in. So.
If everything sucks, dude, we'll just go over to that. I mean, we can always go mess around, and I can make you look bad with my Necromancer again.
Bloodaxe is just silent now. No comment?
Every time I try to talk, I get overspoken, so I stop to talk. But no, actually, I wanted to retry my wizard, so this may give me an opportunity to retry my wizard in Diablo 4 one more time. The Crusader was fun, but the most fun I had was the Necromancer, but I let my boy Q pick up the Necro.
Mine.
So I'll probably go wizard.
Go ahead. I'll just say that.
All right.
No, I had a lot of fun with the Necromancer. It was a blast.
Yeah, this Rites of Sanctuary looks very Pillars of Exile-ish. Or Path of Exile. I'm sorry, Path of Exile-ish.
I want to see what your wizard can do. All right, so I tell you what, if we got the time, wizard versus Necromancer, DPS off. We'll see. What do you think?
Deal.
Assuming nothing better comes out, we're not playing something else. I'll go for it.
If we're engrossed in another game, then yeah, that's a no-brainer right there. I mean, Monster Hunter is fun to fill in the gap right now, and then we got Atomic Heart coming out in a couple of weeks, and so we'll probably spend some solo time playing that. But if something really cool drops, if Darktide ever gets released, there may be things that end up catching our attention, but we'll see.
What, Darktide? Man, they ain't even announced that they plan to release it.
I think we'll see Ghost from Blizzard before we see Darktide on console.
Yeah. Man, we'll be playing. We'll be finally playing that. Yeah, we'll probably be playing that Ghost game, or we'll be up there like, hey man, Starfield's great. I heard Darktide's going to be coming out soon. We'll be on like the 5th patch of Starfield. Well, wait, that'll be by day 3. We'll be on the 23rd patch of Starfield by the. Well, I love Bethesda, but come on, man, them suckers roll through patches. I remember one time I was modding Skyrim, and this is like recently, like well not recently, but it was well after it had been out for like years, and I literally kept jumping on and having to redo all my mods because they were patching the dang thing so often that it was hard to have a mod last more than a week before like Bethesda patched the core game and they had to go redo all the dang redo the base mod that allowed you to mod the game. It was wild.
Yeah. Well, I think Gearbox is the king of hotfixes, though.
Well, they sneak him in and it literally crashes your game in the middle of it. Yeah, we would be playing Borderlands 3, and I'd be like, hey, man, why did my damage drop? What's wrong with the stats of my gun? And they had just like threw a hotfix in the middle of you playing, and apparently it triggers while you're playing. Unlike other games,
what
wizard, turn it off.
What wizard build were you playing? Was anything using the Hydra heads, the Typhoon's Veil? That's the item they changed, I guess, for this release. They doubled the damage from the Typhoon's Veil.
No, I was using meteors, the meteor swarms spell.
I
never did the Bone Spear build.
Yeah, so they gave a 50% increase to the Bone Spear build. They doubled the Barbarian Frenzy build.
And apparently, they rebuilt the whole damn Demon Hunter from the ground.
And yeah, they just changed everything for the Demon Hunter. And the Monk got some pretty big changes too. It actually has its own section up here for skill changes.
And what gets me is that it's constantly getting #1, and they just love that Monk. They keep coming back and keep pulling it, man. And I like monks, but I didn't like the Diablo monk.
They reduced the costs from 75 spirit to 25. Hitting the Tempest. They increased it by another 5,000%. So
sorry, we're gamers. Of course, we're number crunchy.
Increase.
Well, Jarek likes monks, so that's good for him. He's a monk player.
So yeah, it'd be interesting to see. But the big thing is just all these bonuses and stuff you can get from these seals is going to completely change, I think, how the season will go. So this should be an interesting season. Like I said, they're going out with a blast for Diablo 3 and getting ready for Diablo 4. So I still looking forward to Diablo 4. Part of that Hi-Fi Rush leaker dude, apparently he also said Diablo 4 was in the crapper, but I mean we've been hearing that nonstop, dude.
Well,
so,
Blizzard.
Yeah. So we'll see how it comes out. I mean, fingers crossed for it.
You know, Wolong coming out on Game Pass.
Yeah,
it might be cross-platform.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check us out at Dicejunkies.com, where you find links everywhere we are online: Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Be sure to hit that notification bell and like, subscribe, all that good stuff on our YouTube channel so you can get notifications whenever we're posting and going live. Thanks for watching. As everyone.